Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another video on the channel. Thanks for coming and watching. In this video, I'm gonna be letting you in on a little secret. I'm actually starting my own agency. And this is a really good time to point out that unfortunately, no, you can't work for us. All right, guys, we got a fun one today. I'm letting you in on a secret. Like I said in the intro, I'm starting my own insurance agency. And there's several reasons that I'm doing that, and I'm gonna break those down in this video. So, what I've been doing for the last 2 or 3 years is teaching insurance agents how to scale their business with insurance advertising and marketing, building funnels, running ads on Facebook, YouTube, paid ads, all the stuff that I've been talking about on this channel for the last 3 years. And I learned to do that because I was an insurance agent a while back for Northwestern Mutual. I did it for a little while, but I ended up not loving it. So I had a little bit of insurance background, but then I got into marketing, got into advertising. If you guys want to hear my whole story, it's in other videos. You can probably find it somewhere else. But the point is, I got into a position through the knowledge that I gained, the skills that I learned, where I was actually running ads, running paid ads, building funnels for agents and agencies. They would hire me on. I would come in. I would do the ads. I would do all the stuff. It was like a done-for-you type program. But then about 2 years ago, maybe 2.5 years ago, I turned it into a consulting business where we teach agents how to do it for several different reasons. The biggest one is that they get better results when they do it themselves. And the second biggest one is that we can help so many more people when we teach them how to do it and have them be responsible for it. And they really, take action in their own business with our help and our guidance, rather than just limiting it to my own specific time where I have to actually be there doing it for people. So with switching it to a consulting type business, what happened is we've got a lot of people, a lot of great results, and I've got to learn a lot more things, but I'm not running ads for insurance agents or insurance agencies anymore. And it's been probably over a year since I've done that a lot. Now, I still keep a few select clients that I run ads for here in Omaha just to test a few things out, but I really want to always have my thumb on the pulse of the market and know how everything's doing, test out new stuff, always have the best cutting edge information for all of my students, all of my clients that we teach on the consulting side. So because of that, I've decided that I am going to partner with some people and we are going to make our own insurance agency. A little over a year ago, I got to a point where I had to decide, do I want to go all in on insurance? Do I want to kind of pivot from, teaching ads to insurance to maybe opening it up to other industries, just teaching ads and funnels and websites and all that stuff, just broadly and generally and scaling that way. But I decided at that moment, it was over a year ago, which is really when these notes started. That's how long this idea has been, in the birthing process and coming together with all my partners, almost over a year now. I decided to go all in on insurance. And the best way to do that was to just create my own insurance agency because of all the things that I just said, because it feeds my main business and it's gonna make that so much better. And there's so much lack in the industry that I think that we can do and innovate. And I think it'll be really cool to see. And also along the way, document the entire thing so you guys can see how I'm doing it. So there's some other reasons that have motivated me to do this other than the main ones that I've already mentioned. The next two are there's a lot that I see lacking in the insurance world, the insurance industry. You have agents that are licensed to sell a multitude of different products, right? And then they only focus on one product. And what I found through my own experience, that's not really a good way to niche because you end up niching the exact same way that all the other hundreds of thousands or millions of agents are doing it. And what I like to do is I teach my agents, and how we're going to do this with our own agency is that we're going to be able to sell many different products or all the products that we're licensed to sell, because if we don't have the knowledge, the skill, the marketing to bring that in, we're missing out on a ton of revenue, especially back-end revenue, right? Because if I can bring in a client for a certain hook, a certain product, and then I don't have anything else to sell them, that's a giant waste of that client, right? But if I have other things that I can sell them and help them with, there's a ton of back-end value, which really raises the lifetime value of the customer or the client, whatever you want to call it, which can really help you a lot with making your agency extremely profitable, especially when you are scaling with paid ads. So that is one thing that's really important. Is I've seen a lot of people in the insurance industry, the insurance world, they they narrow in and focus on just one product, and they're leaving so much off the table. And I do think niching is very important. I just do it a very different and specific way. But niching is very important. I just don't do it by product because it limits me, pigeonholes me. So we're not going to do it that way. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at it as a whole pie, right? We're not just going to be one slice. We're going to be able to offer everything, create a massive amounts of lifetime value for every single customer that we bring in, which like I already said, is going to make things a lot more profitable. The other thing that I've been seeing lacking in the insurance world, the insurance industry, brokerages, agents, all that type of stuff, is that it really has created a culture that doesn't want people to come into it unless they understand selling and insurance products, right? And what that does is it leaves a lot of room lost for innovation, because the only people that you see creating big agencies, big top producers, creating big businesses are people that have produced themselves and really understand sales, which is great. Like, that's how they've done it. I don't think that they should change their models at all. But I see a opportunity for people that have other really high income skills to be able to come into the insurance industry and have a lot of success, because it's such a profitable and just amazing industry overall. And a lot of people are scared to get into it because they're so afraid of, not having sales experience, not starting at the bottom like everybody says that you should do. And so they just stay away from the industry. So what I want to prove is that I can be an owner in an insurance agency, a successful insurance business, and never sell a policy. I've sold a policy with Northwestern Mutual, but that's not the same. I'm talking about when we start this business, when we get started, I'm not ever going to get on a sales call ever, and the business is going to thrive because I'm a part of it. So I just want to open that opportunity up to people that really want to get into this industry, have thought about it before, thought that it's a good opportunity, but maybe they don't like being in front of, face to face with somebody. They don't like being on the phones all day. They don't like doing the sales, but there's still room for them. There's still opportunity for them. And we are setting out to prove that with this agency. All right, so we've already talked about a lot of reasons, but there are really a lot of reasons why I'm doing this. And so one of the final reasons that I want to talk about is because I see a lot of people out there trying to help agents the same way that I am. But what I've kind of seen looking from the outside in is that most of my other competitors in the consulting market teaching agents how to scale their business come from an opposite spectrum that I do. Typically, they're all failed insurance agents that then turn to marketing and then create a consulting business. And I think that that's a really bad foundation to teach people how to scale their business from, because if they weren't able to do it themselves, or if they did learn, which is fine, like it's okay to have setbacks in your agency, but if you learn how to do it, why not also still have your own agency going at the same time? It just doesn't make any sense to me. So with me, I'm the opposite way. Yes, I had the insurance business. I was at Northwestern Mutual. That was a little thing. That was a long time ago. Did a lot of stuff in between there. And what happened is I became a marketer. And then because I knew the insurance world, I came back to that. But I started by actually working with agents and agencies. I didn't just go into teaching from the beginning. I was in there in the trenches with these agents, with these agencies, testing out, trying new stuff. And that's where I've gotten all of my information from that I now teach, right? It's not just coming from a book I read. It's coming from actual real world application. That's where everything that I teach comes from. But there's new stuff that I know I'm missing out on because we don't have those clients. I don't have the clients that I'm running ads for anymore. And I want that back because I always, like I said, want to be on the cutting edge. So where I'm the opposite is I'm a marketer now turned insurance agency owner. And I really think that this is such an amazing opportunity. The insurance world is an amazing opportunity. So because of that, it'd be stupid for me to not get in it and create a successful agency, doing it differently, showing people that you can do it that way. But at the same time, also learn more things and test new things that I can then come back and teach my clients. So that's one of the biggest reasons. All of these, I'm realizing now I'm saying these are the biggest reasons that I'm starting the insurance agency, but they are all big, important reasons. And so that's why I just wanted to go over that with you guys. Okay, so the last three things I want to touch on are some of my goals with this agency and what you can expect to see out of it, what you can expect for us creating it. So the first thing is my goal is to be very different than what's already out there. I don't want to just come in and copy what everybody else is doing. There's a lot of people doing a lot of great successful things, and what they're doing works, and they already teach how to do it. So I don't want to come in and just teach what they're already doing. And like I said earlier, a lot of those methods are very sales focused. So they're great for people that are really outgoing, that they don't mind doing outbound stuff. But that's not me. I don't want to create an agency doing things that I don't like to do. And I know that there's other people out there like me that don't like doing those things either. So I want to show them how to create a business without having to do that stuff that I don't like. And the stuff that I don't like to do is sit on the phone all day. I don't like to drive around. I would never in my entire life go cold knock on somebody's door. I would probably never in my entire life cold call somebody either. I'd much rather get at least an opt-in for a lead. That's a giant waste of my time. I don't want to create a business where I have to literally work for money, right? Everything I do, if you haven't noticed, is creating and establishing systems where money can work for me, right? And that's what I'm gonna do with this, and that's what I'm setting out to show other agents that they can do as well. Because with it being such a sales-led industry, so many people get caught up literally having to do everything. And the only way they can scale from 20,000 at 40 hours per week is to now start working 80 hours per week to make 40,000. It's a linear thing, it's a trap, and we all have a finite amount of time. And if you just continue to run an agency that way, you're gonna hit a cap really, really easily. So we wanna be extremely different. We wanna be a marketing and advertising-led agency where people are coming to us. We're putting out education. People come to us from that. They come to us from paid ads. They come to us from YouTube videos. They come to us from other assets we build. And I'm going to be covering all of this as I document the journey of us creating this agency. But really, the goal for this is to be so much different than what's already out there and get it to a point where the 4 business partners, well, me and 3 other business partners, but the 4 owners can actually step away and have this agency run by hiring the right people to replace us and have it run without us actually being there, without us actually doing a single thing. That's kind of the end goal for this, because I don't think a lot of people realize you can do that, or at least do it in a quick amount of time. And when I say quick amount of time, I say 1 to 5 years, because a lot of people think that that may be possible with their insurance industry, or a lot of people think that that may be possible to get there with their insurance business, their insurance agency. But when I talk to agents, they say that that's their goal for 20 years down the road, 30 years down the road. But that doesn't make any sense to me. Why would you not start from the beginning with that being the goal, so you can put systems in place right away and then become financially free, time free, and do the things that you want and just have a business that works for you? Doesn't make any sense that anybody would think that. It's just a limiting belief to think that it would take 20 years or 30 years. You can get so much done in 1 year, and 5 years it's insane how much you can get done in 5 years. So we are planning to get it to that point within the 1 to 5 year mark as well. The last 2 plans that I have with this are location independence and to inspire more people to get into the insurance industry, especially more young people. The insurance industry, average age is in the 50s or the 60s. There's a lot of young people with a lot of talent that stay away from it because I think it's a really hard industry to get into, and I'm setting out with this goal, with this agency, with what we're doing, to prove that that's not really the case. So one thing that's super important for me, and I think it's super important for a lot of people, especially with what's happened in the last year and a half, is being able to run a business with location independence. So many people in the insurance industry still sell face-to-face. They have to be sitting chest to chest across the table with them, and that doesn't make any sense. There's a camera you can put in front of you that can sell for you. You can call people. There's so many other ways to do it, and it doesn't make sense to limit your business and limit your scalability by being hindered to only selling face-to-face. It doesn't make any sense. So I want to prove that location independence is extremely easy, and it's not just with final expense telesales, which a lot of people think. We want to prove that you can sell annuities over the phone, and a lot of people may do Zoom, and that's completely fine, but I don't always like to do Zoom because I think it's a little bit more inefficient compared to the phone. So we're just going to be doing a lot of things just over the phone if possible. But that's probably something that we'll find out as we go. Maybe Zoom ends up being the thing we do depending on the product we're selling. But as I was saying, we want to get to the point where we can show you that you can sell everything location independent. You can be wherever you want. You can be at home. You could be in Jamaica. You could be in Thailand on the beach there. It doesn't matter, right? This is an industry where you can do whatever you want, but most people don't realize you can. So we're going to prove that. So we're going to be selling annuities over the phone. We're going to be selling very, very, very large cash value life insurance, whether that be whole life or IULs. We're going to have Medicare as part of it. We're going to have health insurance as part of it. We're probably not going to touch any PNC, but we're going to sell as much as we can, and it's all going to be location independent. And everybody that we get to come work for us is going to fall under that same mindset, right? We don't want to create a culture where us as the business owners have location independence, but the workers have to come to an office and sit there for an arbitrary amount of time doing nothing. That's not a culture that I would want to be a part of, and that's not a culture that I'm going to create. And it's a really good time to point out that, unfortunately, no, you can't work for us. I'm not going to be recruiting. I'm not going to put out any sort of post that anybody can work for us. We're not going to have downlines. That's another way we're going to be different. The way that we are planning to do this is it's going to be all agents that want to come work for us. It's going to be extremely hard, and it's probably just going to be a local thing that we hire here when the time is ready for us to scale to that, which is going to be a long time anyway. But they're going to be LOA agents, which means that they are licensed only agents, and the model of how that works is because we are creating these systems, we are creating the advertising, we are bringing people to us, we will eventually bring on some agents, and they're probably not going to even be licensed ones. We're going to train them up from the beginning ourselves, people in the local area that we can help, give jobs and make a lot of money, have a great living, have an easy job, easy life, have location independence, all the things that I already said, but based on everything that we're building this agency off of. So unfortunately, no, if you're a current agent, if you're watching this, you're not going to be able to work for us. It's going to be something that if we even hire in the future, it's going to be somebody that we end up seeking out, finding, and bringing in, training them from the beginning. So this is not a recruiting ploy. I'm not going to be handing out contracts. I'm not going to be having a downline. I don't need anybody coming to me trying to give us contracts. We already have that. We already have those relationships. So just wanted to clear that up. Anybody that is worried that this is something that we're doing for just trying to recruit people, no, we don't even want to get into that. We don't want to deal with chargebacks. We don't want to touch that model whatsoever. And I don't think that it's a model that is a very successful model either, because you lose a lot of profit. And so that's the other thing that I'm going to set out to prove, is that so many people think this MLM, multi-level marketing model of insurance, is very profitable. I don't think that's the case. So I'm going to set out to prove that there's a more profitable way to do it, and it's by investing in your employees and having actual employees, not just downlines that you just let go off and kind of do their own thing. It's having a select few people that produce at a very high rate, and it's going to be very profitable, and every single person that we bring on is going to make a lot of money. So everybody wins, right? We're not having any sort of models that take advantage of people, take advantage of their time, just leave them to go do their own thing, leave them to their own devices. That's just not the business that we want to run, and that's not the business that we're going to create. So just wanted to clear that up, that no, you cannot come work for us. We're not doing downlines. We're not doing any of that stuff. All right, cool. And then the last thing is that I hope to inspire a lot of people. And I've mentioned this a couple times already in the video, but I hope that by showing and documenting this entire process, that people see what an amazing industry the insurance industry is, how much money you can make, how big and successful of businesses you can make, but at the same time, the people you help with what you're doing. This is an industry where you're not just selling trinkets and toys, you're actually changing people's lives. And most of the time, they don't even want it. And so you have to be very creative about marketing and selling, because at the end of the day, getting these people covered is going to put them in a better position. And the more people I can bring to this industry that can do good things like that, the better. I don't know how many total reasons that was. Maybe it's 10. So maybe this will be a top 10 video of why I'm starting my own agency. But lots of reasons why we are starting our own agency, and we're just really excited to get started. And we're going to document the entire thing. So if you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so you get future updates as videos come out. And look for a series. It's going to be something called like Scaling Our Insurance Agency or something like that. All of the episodes we do documenting the process, talking about what we're doing, what's worked, what hasn't worked, what challenges. We're going to run into challenges. That's the only thing guaranteed in business, is that you are going to have challenges. And we're going to talk about it, right? Because a lot of people don't talk about that stuff. So we're going to go through the entire thing. We're going to try and document every single thing that we can and put these in future episodes for you guys. So if you like this video, if you like what I'm doing, if you're looking forward to more of these videos, please hit the like button below. If you want or have any questions about how we're starting this agency, if you have any questions about how you can start your own agency and you want those answered, put those in the comments of this video, and we'll make those future videos for you to get those answered. Because I know, unfortunately, there's not a lot of information out there about like the legalities of how to get things started, how to get contracted, there's so much stuff that's unknown, which is also why I'm trying to make this series. So the more relevant I can make it to you guys that want this content, the better it's going to be for everybody. But thank you for tuning in. This has been a long video, I know, but exciting stuff coming ahead.